Hey you guys, I'm here again with another video. In this video, I will show you how I'm going to make my rhinestone slash HTV image for my t-shirt. I want my brand Cori style on my t-shirt, and I would like to have rhinestones and HTV on the shirt. So this will be my first time making it. And I would like to show you guys how I do that. So right now you see that I have my canvas up. I'm using a program that is called Sure Cuts a Lot version 5. Okay, now I purchased this software, I want to say maybe like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and I never actually really used it. I used another software because I was into embroidery, but never really got to use this one. So I decided, I'm like, hey, I purchased this software. Let me go ahead and start using it. And with this software here, you can use for rhinestone designs, HTV design, basically any image you want to, any design you want to make and you want to convert it into an SVG to go into Cricut and Silhouette, cutting any cutting software that you use. So it will turn into a vector. So you see I have the canvas here. So we're gonna go to text and I'm going to type Cori B space style. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and all right. So I'm gonna over here on my text. So over here I want to change my font. Now this software have loads of fonts in here, but you also would, if you already have fonts installed on in your system, it will also pick up those fonts as well. But if you decide there's a certain font you want to use, there are several sites you can go to. I usually use the da.fonts. I use them and some other font I just recently used for the Price is Right font to get that font. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I think I probably already mentioned that in that video for the Price is Right. So the font that I want to use is called, let's try Boulevard. Okay, wait. So I'm going to, all right, I needed to highlight the text file. So I went ahead, went to my pointer. So this is already selected. I'm going to go to the font and I will select Boulevard. Okay, Boulevard regular, because I have Boulevard and then I have Boulevard regular. Okay. Okay, so this is what I want. All right, so if you see this, you see how the letters are overlapping. All right, so I want to go to path and then union. So union will like weld it. Okay, so if you see now, you no longer have the lines in between the letters, or you don't see it overlapping. What I'm going to do is I want to hit copy, then paste in place. So what it did was it paste, copy and paste it in the same place that it's located in, right? You look on this side here, this your layers here. So what I want to do is click on the bottom layer, which was your first layer. So all this did was your second layer was just on top of it. So I want to go here to my bottom layer. With my bottom layer, for me to identify it, I really want to change the color. So I'm going to go to my color chart here, and I'm going to do purple. Purple is my favorite color. So I changed change it to purple. So now I want to go here to document. No, I want to go to the wrench. So go to the wrench. So what we're going to do is click on shadow, right? So you see the shadow. So the under layer now have that shadow, and I'm going to change the size. I want to change the size to 0.15. Okay, you see the difference, right? Okay, and so keep in mind, this is the bottom layer. And so the purple is the bottom layer. Okay, so we still on the bottom layer. Okay, so that is purple. So now, while the bottom layer is still checked and highlighted, now we're going to go ahead and do the rhinestones. So you're going to click on effects. So you're going to click on effects, and I'm going to hit rhinestone. The normal size of rhinestones that people usually use, the common size, is SS10. Okay, I'm doing SS10, and we're going to leave it like it is. We're going to hit preview to see how it look. Okay, so this is how it look. It's okay. So I'm going to leave it like that. So now you see these rhinestones inside of here, like here. I want that removed. I just only want the outline. I'm going to click on eraser over here on my left side. I'm going to click on eraser, and I'm just going to go ahead, click, and just erase all of this. Now you can just click them one by one, but which would, take time, and you have to be careful because you could erase this letter, and if you do so, just hit the undo button. All right, click that. So like this, I click, erase, click, erase. Now certain ones, if you have a tight spot, you may want to just click on each stone to erase it. All right, so I finished erasing all in the inside. So now if you see here, this is all traced around. Okay, this is all traced around. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on my pointer again. Now we are finished with our image. I am going to go ahead and export it. So you're going to go to File and hit Export. And I'm going to say Cori B Style HTV / Rhinestone. All right, I'm going to save it to my desktop. Is the format SVG. Click save, and see here it automatically have it checked design space compatible. Okay, so a lot of people do with design space, use design space or silhouette, but this one is compatible, so I just leave it checked, hit OK. So I got it saved to my desktop. So now I'm going to open up my Cricut. Let's hit browse. Here you go, Cori Style HTV Rhinestone. Hit OK. And this is what it looked like. So I'm going to hit upload. Okay. So now I am going to add it to my canvas. All right. So what I want to do is I want to pull up a t-shirt. Okay. So pull up a mock-up t-shirt so I know exactly how large or how big I want the image. Okay, I'm gonna select this. This is like a woman style template or reference on it. Okay. All right, so here go. All right. I am going to zoom in. Just make this a little bigger. So my mat, it really doesn't matter because I have a 12 by 24 mat, so it will cut it sideways. Okay, it will automatically bring the image sideways. Maybe that's too big. Let's do. All right, so I'm going to put it here, Cori Style. All right, so Cori Style. Oh, this just looks so plain, y'all, but I guess I'll just leave it like it is. Like it is. So we want to work.
Someone's at the front door.
Okay, guys, that was my neighbor knocking, ringing my doorbell while I was recording at the time. But as you can see here, I'm taking my vinyl, putting on my mats, and inserting into my Cricut Maker for it to cut out the text. Then this is my flock. I'm taking the back off the flock and placing the flock on the mat. Now, when you doing rhinestones, cutting um, rhinestone template, it kind of takes a while. It takes a while of cutting. So now I'm taking the backing of from the flock and measuring out to cut my transfer tape because I want the transfer tape to be the same size as the flock. Now I'm taking the flock off the mat. As you can see, some of the holes was on the mat, but they still had a few, maybe like 3 or 4, maybe still on the flock. All I did was just pull them off. Now I'm gonna take my Cricut spatula or whatever you want to call this. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I use that to pick up the little dots. Now I'm placing my flock onto this clear cutting mat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and pour the rhinestones onto the flock once I can get it open. And then I'm going to take this brush. It's like a sponge from, I think painters use it, whatever, but I had got it from Home Depot. But I will take that and move it around like very gentle to spread the rhinestones into the holes. Now all rhinestone might not get filled, but once majority of the holes are filled with the rhinestones, then I will take my rhinestone picker and take and put the rhinestones and fill the rest of the holes with it, or either I might just use my hand. It depends. But I definitely use my rhinestone picker to pick up rhinestones that's maybe uh, on top of another rhinestone. So you have to be extra careful with that. Make sure that you don't have a rhinestone in between the rhinestones. All right, once I picked up my rhinestones and put it back into the bag, now I'm going to take my transfer tape and place it on top of the rhinestone. And so I took it and placed it back onto the backing of the transfer tape until I get ready to place the rhinestone transfer tape on top of the shirt. And all I'm doing here is just taking my flock and putting it back onto the backing. All right, so now you see here I'm placing the vinyl onto my shirt. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the rhinestone.